looking at the strap funds again,
Yes.
Nigeria seemed to have a lot. Okay, let me read this. Almost half of the blocked or trapped funds are trapped in Nigeria. So it seems like a lot of work needs to be done. Some say maybe we need a state of emergency with the aviation industry to address this issue.
A state of emergency with the Nigerian economy and everything. If we have a state of emergency within aviation,
yes,
we need people to fly. Aviation is a function of disposable income, Tolu.
True.
So if I am not able to feed at 1,000 naira or 1,400 naira for a loaf of bread, will I be flying?
No.
Will I be putting money into another business? So we need to look at, and we've discussed this over, let's look at the whole gamut. We just came back from COP28.
Yeah.
And we've seen it's not just one factor. It's a catalyst. What's a catalyst? You have agriculture. You have security that's cementing the basis. You have agriculture that if we put agriculture, aviation is able to, it's an aspect of aviation, which is called aerial services, can actually take care of agriculture by spraying because you're doing commercialized agriculture. With commercialized agriculture, you're able to ensure food security. That's one side of agriculture, and that's what aviation comes to play. We're actually looking at how we're being futuristic now. It's been done in, not even futuristic, contemporary services by usage of drones. We have lots of companies using them now within Nigeria. So with that done, that's one aspect of aviation we should actually take advantage of that would actually address our commercialization of agriculture. Once those foods are provided, Tolu, there is a huge issue, and there's a huge discordance between the production in which where we see now, most of the production is in the northeast. We have the issue of transportation. We don't have, we're not optimizing the multimodal means of transportation.
Yeah,
Yes, so you find out by the time it takes 2 to 3 days for that truck to come here, the cost of operations is high.
Yeah.
So we can actually have 24-hour operations within aviation to move those goods, to have cargo warehouses, and then just before we started the program, we had the healthcare, whereby we're able to ensure not only security, our target security and healthcare. With security and healthcare put in place, we're able to ensure that these goods are moved in a very nimble, safe, secured manner. Because we're ensuring that people are safe, we're ensuring that people are healthy, and then we have a secured an environment where there is something now to send to to outside of the country, where we actually get the much needed foreign exchange. We have the land. So with the land growing, lots of it, we standardize those products, the beans, the yam, that's been sent out, the cassava. That's not only just for gari, starch, and fufu. We need this cassava for pharmaceuticals. So this can actually help us to get the much needed diversification of the economy, which would help us bring down this lot of borrowing and lot of debt that we are carrying at the moment.
But moving forward, with all of these challenges, I don't want us to go back to some that we've talked about almost all through the year. Hiking aviation fuel, servicing, maintenance, and all of that. These are things that we've been talking about over the year. What's your overall outlook following what IATA is saying and even what the government here is doing? We saw some revelations with regards to the Nigerian air lately, you know. So all of this, what's your outlook for Nigeria's aviation space?
We will stop the talk shop process.
Action is needed.
It's an action. Let's put our hands to the bridge and work. We need, again, it's just what I reiterated prior. We need to actually address the things. Aviation is a catalyst. A catalyst will only help those other factors. We will fly, those are going for meetings, would help agriculture, will help movements of goods, and these will help after you've actually done all your business, will help you move to the tourist locations. But aviation will not provide those tourist locations. Where hospitality will provide it, and we're just a catalyst. So with all those other sectors, look at what Saudi is doing towards 2050, 2030. They're creating not just religious tourism. It's all about the whole tourism, and people are coming. You're creating events, what you call the MICE, meetings, events, conferences, where people will start coming. Do we have that now in Nigeria? Not
There's
yet.
even a tech city they are trying to create too in Saudi.
Yes, it's already existing in Dubai, but it can. We have the population, we have the geographical location, we have the people. So it's not for us to just talk, continue talking. Let's see some stringent measures in that process and milestones. With that process, we'll be able to say, okay, within the first 2 quarters, we're able to bring the dollar to a fixed rate where the investors is sure of return on their investment.
Indeed, I totally agree with you. Any kind of sort of support from government at this time? Because the aviation guys will say, we don't want subsidies. We just want one way or the other government should come into. So what sort of support are we looking for?
Enduring environment. Tolu, aviation is global. You were still dealing with the price of fuel and everything, but the reality come next year, which is front burner now, will be sustainable aviation fuel. You're not even talking about that yet. Sustainable is the real. You had Virgin fly their aircraft from London Heathrow to New York on sustainable fuel. You had a month and a half ago, you had Emirates fly the 380, one engine on biofuel. That's one. So sustainable, enduring environment will help. The second part of it is to ensure we have digitalization of the process. That digitalization, or what some people call automation of that process. And it would help with the infrastructural growth, because when you see the numbers and the data, you know where to plunge your investment. And even when the investor is coming, they actually know where they actually invest their funds and where they are put to get the best returns on their investment. Because they want to come and invest to get the returns from their funds invested. So that data automation of the process from end to end of the ecosystem would help us do a great deal.
I must thank you so much, Managing Partner, Agro Aviation Support Services Limited, Mr. Tayo Ojuri, for your time on the program. We really do appreciate you.
It's always a pleasure.